Alright guys, so today I am going to try my pit barrel cooker for the second time. Yesterday we had a successful first cook with some ribs and some chicken, so I gotta play with it again today. Today I'm going to do chicken. I'm going to do one whole chicken with a different type of rub that I've used here. It's called Konami, and I used to use this a few years ago, and it's really good. It's kind of got a Caribbean kick to it. So kind of Asian-y, kind of Caribbean, but it's definitely some good flavors that I'm going to try. And I'm also going to try smoked salmon tonight for the first time. So I'm going to try to do these both at the same time, see how that works out. All right, so I'm going to start off with a whole chicken here, and I just kind of rinsed it out, patted it dry. And what I'm going to do is, usually I'm going to use just a bread knife that kind of seems to work all right. You just kind of cut right through the center here, and then I'm gonna cut it right down into this backbone. And then while I'm at it, I'm going to cut the rest of the backbone out. There we go. You usually make a chicken stock with this or whatever. You know, you can freeze it for later or whatever, making a soup. But we cut them into 2 chicken halves because that's the way I'm going to cook them onto the to the pit barrel. And we'll see how that goes right there. So once I got them both cut in half, I went ahead and I'm going to start using my Konami rub. But what I did is I ended up using some olive oil, rubbed it all down because I want to get the skin as crispy as I can. And what I usually do too is you can peel the skin back and season it under the skin, and then we can start seasoning on top of it. Give it a nice get it all over there. Right, and then flip it over to the other side underneath. We're gonna let this sit for a little while, let those seasonings and rubs kind of soak into it while we go outside and get that barrel going again. So I just cleaned out my pit barrel from my first smoke last night, and nice having this little ash pan that they added to this. Before it was just this box, then they decided to add this ash tray or ash pan, and which makes life much easier because you just go there counterclockwise, you lock it in, and then you have yourself. So it's easy to clean. So now I have an empty one. But today, what I'm going to do is I bought some cherry wood, and this time I'm actually going to try to. I'm going to put a couple pieces at the bottom of my coals. So I'm going to start with those first. Put like 2 pieces in there, just kind of that way, and then I'll pour the coals on top of that, and it will just kind of be mixed up. They won't be just right on the top. We'll see how that works out, if it works out. You can see where there's a piece of wood in there, and I have another piece hiding right inside there. I'll give me a small guy. I might add one piece up on top. We'll see how that goes on there. Cool. So here we are. We're about to put the chicken on here. I got it all seasoned up, hooked, ready to go. Come see here. Then we have the pit barrel's going. Smoke is rolling. We're gonna bring these guys right in. We're gonna just kind of give them a hang right here. And then a hang right there. And move them over so they can go around. If you can notice, I've left a grate in because here in about another hour, I'm gonna bring in my salmon and we're gonna put the salmon on the grate so we can smoke the salmon too, so at the same time. So we're doing a little dual action here. Close this guy up and we're gonna set the timer for 1 hour. Come back, check it, and take it from there. Time I don't have any probes in there for the chamber because I know it's going to run somewhere between the 280 and 310 mark, give or take. I just yesterday for my first time I was trying it. It's still open about a quarter of the way, but I will temp my chicken later, so we'll see. So while we have the chicken hanging there and smoking for the first hour, I got myself some Atlantic salmon. Right, and I put it on a piece of cedar plank, which I'm not grilling it over the cedar plank. I'm going to be doing the low and slow in the barrel, but I don't have anything else really to put it on, so I'm just going to put it on cedar plank. It might give it some flavor, it might not. I don't know, depending on how hot it'll run, but we'll see. But it's more of just a tray for it. If it does get some of the cedar flavoring in it, then that's a bonus. Usually what I do is I usually rub it down with some brown sugar over the whole thing. Give it a nice good sweet. Especially my family loves the brown sugar on it. And just do a little bit of that. Kind of rub it on in there. Now we got some of that sweet. I'll draw a little bit of the moisture from the fish. And then I'm gonna hit it with some of this Zatarain's Creole seasoning. This is my go-to for my salmon every time I go to bake it. So I'm gonna do the same treatment when I throw it into the smoker and see how all that's gonna work out. It's my first time doing salmon in this, so I'm guessing it's probably gonna take about 30 minutes, maybe. I don't know. I just know the way it feels of the doneness that I want, so I'm just gonna check it quite a bit until I know and get to know this cooker. So experimenting. You know, it's not too heavy. I might hit it a little bit again with some of the spice of the Creole seasoning, but I'm just gonna let that sit there and sweat a little bit. I got about maybe 10 more minutes before I reach hour number 1 on my chicken. And depending on how close the chicken is, I might start putting the salmon in there to add on to it and join the party. It's been about 1 hour, and we're gonna check this chicken over here, and I'm guessing that it's probably a good time for me to throw the salmon. I don't know if you guys can see this salmon here. So this is what I was seasoning before that I showed you guys. And see how the chicken is first. It's got a nice color to it. So I want to see if I can probe it really fast. Let's see what temperature we're holding here. Stick it into that breast. We're at 139, 140. So we're getting real close. But we're not quite there yet. So definitely take these out here and just kind of just have a little peek at them. So it's got a nice little color to it. The seasoning's still holding nicely. So I'm going to put those back in. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this out just for ease. Set salmon in here. Oh, the plank is a little big for it. That might be a problem. But if we move the chicken around, I think it should be okay. I think that maybe, yeah, we should be fine. So now I know next time to get a smaller cedar plank. But it should be okay. So there we go. I'm gonna come back in about maybe 15 minutes or so and check on the internal temperature of the chicken, and then we'll take it from there. So it's been 30 minutes since I put the salmon in, and so it's been an hour and a half that I put the chicken in. So we're going to check this. You guys want to take a look here? Oh, the chicken's got a good color to it. Let's give it a probe. Again, we're looking at, we need to get to about 165 in the breast is what I'm looking at. And right here, getting super, super close there. And on this one, this saying 160 on that one. I'm gonna probe this one more time. So this one needs a little bit more. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this guy and move him over a little bit, make some room. This guy here is all done. Look at that color on that chicken. Nice crispy skin on it. And with the salmon, usually I don't go by temp, I usually just go by touch. And that guy is feeling like he is done. He's pretty much right there. Looking pretty good. This one might, maybe another minute or two. So we're gonna come back in a few minutes and check our temp on the chicken, and then the salmon should be done as well. But that one was beautiful. All right, so I just did about 10 more minutes or so, 5 minutes. Let's see. It should be. What I want to do is just kind of give it a touch. That's looking pretty good. That could still go a little bit longer. Chicken, I'm gonna call done. Look at that. Nice, beautiful brown color to it. Put this guy right on over here. I'm gonna put this lid back on. I'm gonna give the salmon just a little bit more time. What I might do is I'm gonna open up this vent just a little bit. Just kind of taking out everything down there. Now I can kind of move this more towards the center if I need to. We'll let him do his thing here for a few more minutes. I myself like it a little bit rare on the inside, but my wife kind of looks a little bit more done than that, and that one's a little bit soft, so we're gonna let that go. Okay, so everything is done. I had the chicken resting in some aluminum foil for a little bit. You can see the juice is already kind of coming out of this. Nice crispy skin. That's one thing I like that I've noticed with this cooker is that it gives you some really nice crispy skin. So I'm about to cut these pieces all up. It's pretty good. Just so you can see everything. And then there's our salmon to the touch. This one will probably be a piece that I eat. But this one here is definitely done. So it was about 45 minutes. And I gotta take a little bit of a taste here and just to see. Nice smoky flavor, not too smoky. I can taste a little bit of that barbecue rub that I put on there, and a little bite from that, from the Cajun seasoning, and a little sweet from that brown sugar. But it tastes really good. It definitely has a nice wood taste to it, a nice smoke. So I'm excited to see what my wife thinks about it.